G'day gang. This episode I'm going to talk to you about the headlights and the fog lights.
Hello and welcome to Audrey the Icon Adventures. I'm Connie.
And I'm Daryl.
And this is Audrey the Icon.
Here's a look at the lighting controls. To the left hand side you'll see that vertical rectangle. That's just a blanking panel. Then the big knob there with the chrome around it, that's our selector switch. And the icon in the middle, that is the button to turn on your fog lights. With the selector switch, just to the right of it, you'll see that there's an O, and then below that, a small set of dual lights. Below that, a headlight symbol with an A on it, and below that, a headlight symbol. To the right, there's two buttons. The top one is a plus, the lower one is a minus. The next one over is a rotary knob that rolls up and down. I've just pushed the start button so that we're in the accessories position, and you'll see that immediately the amber indicator comes up next to the little headlamp with the A. That's the automatic headlights on feature there. Now to change that, we use that chrome rimmed selector knob. It just goes around forever, yet when you go up you'll feel distinctive clicks. You'll go up one click, that'll turn the parker lights on, and the next click up will turn all the lights off. In the automatic position, the daytime running lights are on. And if we turn down to the bottom position, you'll have the headlights on with the front and rear parker lights. I'm going to set up the camera outside Rocky, showing the front lights as I work through each of those positions, and you can see exactly what happens. The two buttons, the one with the plus and the one with the minus, they are for altering the brightness of both the instrument cluster and also our lovely big 12-inch centre screen. Push the plus, makes it brighter. Push the minus, makes it dimmer. The rotary knob, you can see there it's on about 3.5. This is used to adjust the headlights up and down. Well, I've scrolled that all the way up so it's showing 0, and you can see we're on low beam, and you can see on the side of the house, you can see where the top of the low beam is. And as I start clicking it down half a click at a time, or one click at a time, you can hear the little motors in the headlights working, and I'll get it all the way down to there. Now I'm 4, so you can see that they've moved down. We're into the bottom part of the window on that room there, and we scroll up, and they've driven up that the lights are now part way through the top windows of that part of the house. And that distance there is all of about 8 metres from the front of Rocky. Therefore, out on the road, that would make a significant impact when you're driving along, and you'd actually be able to move the lights up and down quite a bit. For all of you who load up with a fair bit of gear in the back, maybe you've got a fair bit of weight on the tow ball, you'll be able to get in here and wind the switch, that rotary switch, all the way to 4, and that winds your headlights down, so a little less chance of blinding or upsetting somebody coming the opposite direction for you. And then when you're not loaded up, which is us a fair bit of the time, I suppose, you can have them up, and it's all then a personal preference thing. Okay, while we're here, we've got the lights in A. I'm going to press the little button to the right of the headlight switch with the minus on it. And there you go, you see you get your brightness there, and you can change it all the way down to minimum. And we'll just pan over here to the centre screen. And while we're there, I'll now push the plus button and I'll take it all the way up to the maximum. It's reached that, and there we go. We can see the screen there is brighter. Back here on the instrument cluster, it's brighter there as well. Okay, so we're sitting here. The headlight switch is in the automatic position, and it turned it all the way back up to the O, so we're just on DRL. There you go. It shows you on the display that the light switch is in the O, and you see over on the left-hand side, that's just a battery light now. There's no headlight indicator. I'll switch to Parker's. There you go, it comes up, light switches in position lamps. Well, us Aussies call them Parkers. You can see the little green indicator under the battery icon. Click down to automatic, there you go, light switch auto. And then we'll go down to manual position, there we go, it says a dipped beam. And I'll select high beam, and we get a high beam indicator. I'll come back to position lamps, Parker lights, guys. And we'll come back to auto, and you see it comes back automatically to low beam, and you need to select high beam. Probably zero chance of you seeing me standing next to Rocky at the moment. He is sitting here in the toy room unlocked. I'm just going to open the driver's door and let's see what happens with the lights, shall we? There we go, we've got puddle lights, we've got an interior light. We can see the daytime running lights. I can see that the tail lights have come on. The instrument cluster has woken up. The centre screen has got the Ford logo, and it's umming and ahhing about what we're going to do. There we go, DRLs are off, instrument cluster is off, centre screen is off, tail lights are off. Still got puddles because the door's sitting here ajar, and the interior light is on. So let's just close the door, shall we? There we go. Tail lights. Now they're either the DRLs or the Parker lights. They may only be the Parker lights. It might not have been the DRLs that were on before. We'll have a little play with that when we turn them on to see what the difference in brightness is, shall we? Anyway, I'm just letting this run at the moment to give a bit of an idea of how long it takes for everything. And there we go, Rocky's back in darkness after that small period of time. Now I'm sitting inside Rocky in just about darkness, and I'm just going to push the start button, foot off the brake, so turning on the accessories. There we go. We got headlights because the headlight switch is in the automatic position that I showed you a little bit earlier. Dash cluster is lit up, centre screen is lit up. They're both in night mode, so the centre screen goes to that lovely dark background, which I personally quite like. Going to turn the rotary headlight switch all the way to off. I'd say they are daytime running lights there. I'm going to turn one click clockwise to what I'm calling the park. There we go. We now have tail lights. You may see a bit of red glow in the very back of the shot there. And there we go, that's the Parker lights. Now we'll go to the automatic position because it's nice and dark now. We've got headlights on low beam, we've got tail lights, and we'll just click down to headlights turned on. And we go for high beam. There we go, high beam, probably blinding the camera. We'll see what this looks like. Could be a very bad thing. Back to low beam. Back to Parker's. Yep. And back to O. Nothing at the back. And yeah, that's DRL's. Still sitting here in the dark. Let's push the start button so we're on accessories again. There we go, headlights have come on, we're in the A position. I'm going to turn the headlights down to Parker's. Now going to see if the fog light switch works or not. Yes, it does. Turn it off. Go to headlight auto position, fog lights. Go to headlight manual position, fog lights. I'll go to the O position, so we only have the DRLs. No fog lights. Back to Parkers, fog lights. Again, for headlights positions, there we go. Okay, we've started Rocky up. Put him in drive, parking brake off. Just going to roll out off of my nice toy room floor onto the concrete outside. Still sitting in drive. And I'm going to turn the steering wheel to the right a bit. Ah, look at that. We get one of the fog lights come on. And that's what I'm going to call a turning light. I'll center the wheel. Light goes off, turn to the left. Ah, there's the left-hand side fog light. And back to center. If I put Rocky in park and turn the wheel to the right, nothing happens, only the wheel turns. That feature, let's test it in reverse, shall we? In reverse. Oh, look at that. The fog lights are on. Doesn't matter what I do with the steering wheel. Back to neutral. Fog lights off, into drive. Fog lights are off. Again, we'll just turn to the right. There's the right hand one. Swing back to the left. There's the left hand one. Back to center. And it turns off after those few seconds. All right, I'll put Rocky back inside now. There we go. Put him in park. This next bit of footage that I'm about to show you, we recorded just the other night when we were heading off on a trip. The road was quite rough. We weren't using the gimbal, so Connie was getting shook about a bit. So the camera is going to be jumping around. I hope you don't get motion sickness from it. Anyway, I thought it was important to include just to show you some real world usage of low beam, high beam, and the difference a set of spotlights makes for what you get to see while you're driving along. Okay, well Connie's holding the camera and we're on a bit of a bouncy back road here. So please do bear with the camera jumping around. We're driving along in low beam at the moment. As you can see, it's nice and dark outside. There's no moon and there's pretty much no ambient light, just an occasional house as we go along. And that's low beam. And we'll come up here and we shall put high beam on. There we go. High beam. Now when we first drove Rocky, the very first night we had him, I wasn't overly impressed. And tonight is pretty much the first time we've done any night driving since. And the high beam is actually better than I remember. Anyway, when we drive at night, which thankfully is not all that often anymore, we like to see what's going on. So we got a couple of 9 inches up front. And yeah, they reflect off the signs really good for us because
It's a camera.
yeah, because that's what happens. We'll slow down for this really rough bit of road here now. It's actually, the hill is sliding away, has been for years. As you can, actually, I'll just turn the spots off and come back to that's just high beam there now. We're going to slow down even more now. So that's just the normal Ranger Super Duty high beam there. And just put back to low beam. See, we're only going slow. And you go, yep. There's high beam and yep, it pushes out a bit. It's that last speed bump to go over here. There we go. And then, as I say, let's get a bit of daylight out there. And hey, our really cheapy spotlights put out a lot of light. And that's what we need. There we go. Have I got them adjusted perfectly? Hey, everybody adjusts their spotlights different. This is probably the first proper run we've had with the spotlights since we bought Rocky.
We don't tend to travel at night.
No, we do our best to avoid night travel, in fact. It's not that I don't like it or can't do it. Gosh, all the miles that I have done at night, crazy. Anyway, we've got Audrey hooked up here and we're on our way to meet friends for the weekend, and just so happens that we didn't get to leave till dark. And as you can see though, spotlights they make a big difference from the high beam. If we put the spotlights on and just go back to low beam, it's almost like, hey, where did the light go to? There we go. I just wanted to get this bit of footage for at night, so you can get a bit of an idea of what the high beam is like, what the low beam is like. It's well timed, car coming the other way. Back to the normal high beam, because when we first drove in that very first night, going from low beam to high beam, maybe it was just the road we're on, there was a bit too much ambient light and you couldn't really see a big difference. The high beam's working half decent. I'm just going to leave it like that because I really like to see what's going on out there. There you go, a quick rundown on the headlights on the Ranger Super Duty. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, as always, pop it in the comments below. I'll get something organised for you. Until then, happy travels.